Good evening. My name is Chad Carrick, President and CEO of REA Energy. Welcome to REA Energy's 2021 annual meeting. We're having a virtual meeting again this year due to ongoing concerns with COVID-19, and we hope to see you all at our annual meeting in 2022 in person. We miss seeing our members, and we're keeping our fingers crossed that we can enjoy personal interaction next year. This year has been another challenging year with COVID variants, inflation, worker shortages, storms, electrical grid issues at the transmission level. REA was affected by them all. Together, we have persevered through it all. REA has a history of handling crises. We have been in business for 84 years, managing storms, depressions, recessions, world wars, and even a pandemic. We can't plan for these types of events, but together we are prepared. Through our training, resilience, concern, and love for our neighbor, we are prepared for the worst. Thank you for your understanding and involvement with the cooperative and with the community. We still have a lot of our emergency bylaws in place. As such, tonight we have several members here in person to help us conduct our formal business requirements for the annual meeting. Everyone else will participate online. Because of the online format, we shortened tonight's meeting by eliminating the guest speaker and entertainment. Members participating online will receive a $10 credit towards your electric bill and a chance to win door prizes after the meeting. Members that don't have broadband access can stop by the office through October with their registration card and receive a gift and a chance to win a prize at the end of October. Some of tonight's meeting has been pre-recorded and some of the meeting will be live. We have a good program with reports from our chairman, secretary treasurer, the cooperative attorney, and a question and answer report from our manager of marketing communications and myself. Always, if you have any questions, always feel free to call the office. All questions tonight have been pre-submitted. I'd like to thank you and enjoy tonight's program.
Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Directors, it's a pleasure to welcome you to REA Energy Cooperative Annual Meeting. I'm Michael Bertolino, Chairman of the Board of Directors and District 3 Director. Let me introduce to you our current board members. District 1 is Tom Bresnak. District 2 is Rick Shope. District 3 is myself. District 4 is Tom Arndt. District 5, Secretary and Treasurer of the Board, Bob Neese. District 6, Director John Learn. District 7, Director Anthony Enciso. District 8 is Vice Chairman Wayne Fairball. Director District 9, Sandra Deal. The cooperative attorney is Tim Leventree, and the cooperative president and CEO is Chad Carrick. This time I would now ask Chris Masterson to give the invocation.
Thank you, Mike. Please join me in prayer. Dear Lord, as we begin our meeting, we ask that you guide our thoughts and actions so that we may have a successful event today. Thank you on behalf of all gathered this evening. Thank you for your countless and plentiful blessings. Thank you, Lord, for life itself, for our health, to heed our callings, for sustenance and for friendship. Thank you for the ability to be involved in an industry that provides a basic need and for the abilities to serve our members. We ask that you guide and direct our meeting this evening so that it is full of insight, efficiency, and respect for one another. You are the source of all that is good. You are the source of all our blessings. Again, we thank you, Lord, for every gift that we have been given. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
At this time, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Now we'll have a statement of a quorum. With a count of 275 present and online, I declare the majority of 137 present, and there is a quorum. Approval of last year's minutes. Members have access to online version of 220 minutes. Would someone entertain a motion to dispense with the reading of last year's minutes?
I motion.
Got a motion?
I'll second the motion.
We got a second. Anybody opposed? Nobody opposed? Motion carried. Would someone now make a motion to approve the 2020 annual meeting minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Make a motion? Thank you. Would someone second it?
I second.
We got a second. All in favor? Aye. Nobody opposed? Motion carried. At this time, I'll turn it over to Bob Nisich, Secretary Treasurer. Thank you.
Good evening. I will be reading the notice of the meeting. REA Energy has made the decision to cancel our in-person annual meeting for 2021. The 2021 annual meeting will be held online, virtually only. Instructions for signing up and viewing the annual meeting are included in the official notice. To register for the annual meeting, you will need to go to www.reaenergy.com and click on the button that says Annual Meeting Registration. Please register prior to 3:30 p.m. on September 16th, 2021. This will admit you to the virtual annual meeting and will entitle the names of the members a chance to win a door prize. Members who participate in the online meeting for the entire time will receive a $10 bill credit. Informational videos along with a list of frequently asked questions on how to register and log in for the meeting are posted on our website. The cooperative has made the decision in the best interest of the members, board of directors, and REA Energy employees' health and safety. We appreciate your understanding and cooperation regarding this matter. 6:30 p.m. Call to order and determination of a quorum, reading of notice, action on our 2020 minutes, election results, chairman's report, president and CEO's report, unfinished business, new business, adjournment, questions and answers, and awarding of prizes. Signed, Robert P. Neese, Secretary Treasurer. Reading of the Secretary's Certificate. I, Robert P. Neese, Secretary Treasurer of REA Energy Cooperative Incorporated, hereafter called the Cooperative, do hereby certify that the total number of members receiving service on the date of the annual meeting is 18,527. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and affixed the seal of the Cooperative the 16th day of September 2021. Signed, Robert P. Neese, Secretary Treasurer. Also, Michael Bertolino, Chairman. Reading of the Secretary's Certificate of Proof of Mailing. September 16th, 2021, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, County of Indiana. I, Robert P. Neese, being first duly sworn an oath, dispose and say that I am the duly elected, qualified, and acting Secretary Treasurer of REA Energy Cooperative Incorporated, that on the 31st day of August 2021, each member of the cooperative was mailed a notice of the annual meeting of the members of the cooperative scheduled for September 16th, 2021, by depositing such notice with postage prepaid address as foresaid in the United States mail, and that the above and the foregoing is a true and correct copy of the said notice of the said meeting as foresaid. Signed, Robert P. Neese.
Good afternoon. My name is Tim Loventree, and I am the solicitor for the REA Energy Cooperative. Today I'd like to read to you the certificate of the Secretary relative to the posting of nominees for directorship to the Board of Directors of REA Energy. The certificate of the Secretary reads as follows. I, Robert Neese, Secretary-Treasurer of REA Energy Cooperative, hereby certify that pursuant to Article 3 of Section 3 of the bylaws, the copies of the petitions of those nominated by petition were posted in the Cooperative's office on Airport Road, Indiana, Pennsylvania, from the date received until September 16th of 2021. Prior to this date, and on June 22nd, 2021, the Credentials and Election Committee met for the purpose of reviewing the petition for directors to the REA Energy Cooperative Board of Directors. The only petitions that were received in Districts 5 and 6 were from the incumbent directors, Robert Neese and John Learn. According to REA Energy Bylaws, Article 2, Section 6F, where only one candidate for the director has been nominated and qualified in a district, the nominating petition shall constitute a written ballot and a waiver of the necessity of holding an election, and a consent that each member's signature to the nomination shall constitute a vote for the candidate. It should be noted for the record that each candidate's nominating petition had at least 15 ballot signatures as required by the REA Energy bylaws. No further action shall therefore be necessary for the election of a qualified candidate who shall thereby be elected director. Accordingly, and based on the holdings of the Credentials and Election Committee, Robert Neese was elected director for District 5, and John Learn was elected director for District 6. Congratulations to Bob and John. Thank you, and have a good evening.
On behalf of the board and management and the employees of REA Energy, I would like to thank you for attending our 2021 annual meeting. We are proud of our great cooperative with its excellent management, employees, and affordable and reliable services. It would be an understatement to say that the last year and a half has presented many challenges and uncertainties. The COVID-19 pandemic required us to adjust our daily routines and activities. One thing has remained the same, however. As a cooperative, we must always be there for our members' needs, while safely and reliably keeping the lights on. As a company, we initially closed our lobbies to the public, split our inside workforce between our two offices, and had some employees telecommunicating. Our line crews and load management technicians were separated from the office staff and other crews to protect them from possible virus spread. We slowly returned to having our staff back to working in the office while taking extra precautions. Another decision we had to consider this year was how we were going to handle the annual meeting would be conducted. Initial plans were to conduct the meeting in person. However, due to concern of our members and employees' health and safety, with the COVID cases increasing in our area, the board made the decision to move forward with an online format for the meeting. In 2022, we are planning to resume having in-person meetings and will utilize the online format again as well. Times like this show how important it is for a cooperative to join for a common cause. I would like to extend a sincere thank you to the employees and management of the cooperative from the board of directors for a job well done. and keeping the lights on. Our board, management, employees would also like to extend a thank you to our membership, you, for their patience and understanding. We look forward to continuing to serve you with excellent service now and for years to come. At the heart of a cooperative, our cooperative's mission statement lies a phrase. It's a board management will work together as a team to improve the quality of rural life now and in the future. We are proud to say that as a cooperative family, we have worked together to make that happen, even the challenges we have faced. At this time, on behalf of myself and the entire board of directors, I'd like to thank our President and CEO, Chad Carrick, for his leadership and keeping the business running smoothly during these trying times. He is appreciated by all and is truly dedicated to REA Energy Cooperative. Thank you, Chad.
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's President and CEO update. As part of the registration process, members submitted questions to be answered for tonight's presentation. Stacy's going to ask these questions randomly. So Stacy, what's the first question?
The first question that was submitted was, what is the current state of the cooperative?
Stacy, I think the best way to discuss how the cooperative is doing is to give a financial update. This slide shows the income statement and our balance sheet. The income statement is on the left. Revenue for 2020 was $45 million. Our wholesale power bill, which is the power that we purchase and distribute to our members and businesses, came to approximately $22 million, and all other expenses came to approximately $19 million. Overall, we had operating margins of approximately $4 million, and we had non-cash margins of approximately $2 million, for total margins of $6 million. Now, non-cash margins are margins that we get from our wholesale power supplier and other cooperatives that we belong to, where we actually get equity in those businesses, but we don't necessarily get cash. Looking on the right side of the slide, you will see our balance sheet. Long-term debt is approximately 42%, member equity is approximately 51%, and liabilities is approximately 7%. For 2020, we had assets of approximately $128 million. Stacy, some of the challenges that we're facing, even though we're doing very good financially, we are still coming out of the pandemic. So there's been a lot of supply chain issues. For instance, we're having trouble getting transformers, even some small parts such as insulators. And we are also seeing a reduction in overall consumption across our system. And that's due to losing membership, but also members in general are just using less electricity due to energy efficient light bulbs, energy efficient appliances, and just households getting smaller.
Chad, another question that our members submitted was about the power quality. What is the overall power quality situation at the cooperative?
So Stacey, I think the best way to talk about power quality is to kind of take it from where power is generated all the way to a house or a business. So there are power generation stations such as the Homer City Power Plant, or the Seward Power Plant, or the Shawaka Power Plant. So those power plants generate electricity and put them on high-powered transmission lines. Those transmission lines go to what's called sub-transmission lines, and those lines eventually make it to our substations. Everything before our substations we have no control over. But from the substations comes usually 3 to 4 circuits, and those circuits make it to people's houses eventually through three-phase or single-phase service. There are thousands of pieces of equipment along those lines before they make it to your house. And so if you think about it, if there's an outage, and I brought some examples here of what can happen, these are insulators. And these insulators, it's a little hard to see, but there's a little pinhole there and there's a hole here. And imagine a lineman, whether it's during the day or at night, they have to drive along and they have to patrol the lines. And as they're patrolling the lines, they have to try and find something like this that could be 40 feet up. When they do find it, and they have some tools to isolate approximately where the outage is, then they have to determine if they need more crews. So sometimes we will get a call, hey, why is my power out when it's been out for an hour? Sometimes that's why. It's just hard to find it. We actually like it whenever it's obvious, but sometimes it's not so obvious. And we've had a lot of storms this summer as well, and we can't control Mother Nature. But we've also had a lot of outages at the transmission level. So the transmission grid has had a lot of outages, in particular in Indiana County. And we've worked with the local officials, we've worked with the transmission company to try and rectify the blinks that have been coming from the transmission grid. And of course, we've been concentrating on our tree trimming program and our line construction program to try and reduce outages in the distribution end, which is what we can control.
Chad, another question our membership has was about broadband. Can you give us any update on good news or bad news in regards to that?
Yes, the good news is that with CARES money that came from the federal government during the pandemic, the counties, Cameron County and Indiana County, put a lot of that money into trying to get broadband to the residences. Both counties and REA Energy realize that there is a large gap, not just in members that can't get broadband, but members that have broadband. It's just not real good broadband. REA Energy, approximately 3 years ago, did some feasibility studies to see if it's something that we could do. It is quite expensive. So we are working with officials, private enterprises, and even ourselves are looking at trying to find a way to get this to those areas where there just isn't broadband. And we're looking at all technologies. So this is something that's developing. This is something that we will continue to update through pen lines. But we just ask members to keep their fingers crossed that maybe with the stimulus bill that we keep hearing about, the infrastructure bill, might have some money set aside for rural broadband that rural electric cooperatives can take advantage of to get it to our members. This is really nothing that something that we're quite familiar with, because electric co-ops were founded on the fact that investor-owned utilities, electric companies, did not want to take electric to the rural areas. That is why REA Energy was formed in the first place, was to get electric to those areas where the investor-owned utilities just did not think that it was feasible to do it. Not much different with broadband. The companies that want to make money just feel that there's just not money to be made in rural America. Cooperatives have shown that's not true. And so we feel that we would know best on how to do that, and that is why we're working hard to try and get broadband. There is no easy solution to it, and that's why it has taken so much time to come up with that solution.
Chad, another question members had was about tree trimming. Can you give us any updates on the status of that?
Yeah, and that's a good question. And before I even start into that question, I do want to thank our members because for their understanding and their patience. There was an effort started approximately 5 years ago to get our right-of-ways back to their original condition. And so what the original condition is approximately 40 feet width, ground to sky. Even though in rural America a lot of trees get taller than 40 feet, most of our issues happen to be branches that come down. The occasional tree does come down. There's nothing you can do about that. The good news is we're almost done. This year will be the 5th year. We will be finished with what we call our reclamation project. So at the end of this year, we will have gone through all of approximately 2,700 miles of rights-of-ways and cleared them to the specifications that were original to when we first put in the lines. From here, future years, we won't have to do as much of an impactful process. We'll be looking to just do side trimming and mowing the floor, and to keep those rights-of-ways 40 feet in width.
Another popular question always is about our subsidiary, REA Energy Services. Could you explain to a new member coming onto our lines what service and products we offer?
Yes, and that's a great question because it's very popular with the membership. So REA Energy Services, that is our for-profit subsidiary, wholly owned by the cooperative. And it was established because the services just weren't readily available back when we started the business. And it's kind of grown its own little market, if you will. So what REA Energy Services provides is electrical contracting, generator installation up to commercial and industrial generators and residential. HVAC, again, residential up to commercial and industrial. And since we do trim a lot of trees, we offer those same savings that we get onto our members. So we do offer tree trimming services. The nice thing about RE Energy Services is that we do make a small margin or small profit, but all those profits come back to the cooperative, and that helps to keep rates low. And but more importantly, they're all energy efficient products that helps members save money. It's also a very educational process. So when we do come out to your house, we talk about all the options that you have, what the best option is that we could recommend, and or is it even worth doing? And when we come out, there is no pressure. But however, I will say that we are having the same troubles a lot of other contractors are having. COVID's making it so we can't get products. You know, it's hard to come by service panels or HVAC equipment, even generators. So if you do call, if a member does call, please have patience. We are out a little bit. That is all due to the inability to get equipment right now.
Chad, are there any other questions that you think the members might want answered?
Yeah, I think that the number one question for 2022, there are no projected rate increases, so we're always happy to tell members that. Any other questions?
No, there's none that I can think of right now.
Okay, well that wraps it up for the President and CEO report. Thank you very much.
This concludes the 2021 meeting of the members of REA Energy Cooperative Incorporated. Do I hear a motion to adjourn? A motion. Motion made. Do I have a second? Second. I have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. So moved. This concludes our 2021 annual meeting. We now conduct the drawings for the Operation Roundup and the contributions and for the door prizes. Thank you.
All right, welcome to our REA Energy annual meeting roundup drawing. So let's get started. This is what you guys have been waiting for. And the winner of our Operation Roundup this year is Caprice Bell and Walter Harrison for $100 checks each. Now we'll move on to our door prizes with Brian Woomer pulling for us.
Thank you all for attending our annual meeting. We have 10 door prizes consisting of 8 winners for $100 each in bill credits and 2 grand prize winners for $200 each in bill credits. If you attended tonight's presentation or you joined us online, your name has been part of this random drawing. So I'll draw the first winner. So the first winner for a $100 bill credit, Sally D. Haven. Sally D. Haven. The second winner for a $100 bill credit, Dana Heggenstaller. Dana Heggenstaller. Third winner for a $100 bill credit, Chad Hoover. Chad Hoover. The fourth winner of a $100 bill credit, Douglas Rearick. Douglas Rearick. The fifth winner for a $100 bill credit, Barbara Hegg. Barbara Hegg. The sixth winner for a $100 bill credit, Joseph Malazzo. Joseph Malazzo. The seventh winner for a $100 bill credit, Janet Harper. Janet Harper. The eighth winner for a $100 bill credit is Ralph Gray. Ralph Gray. So now we'll move on to our final 2 drawings, which were the grand prize for a $200 bill credit. The first of those grand prize winners, Lori McAfoose. Lori McAfoose. And the final winner for our $200 bill credit, Matthew Byerly. Matthew Byerly. So this concludes our door prizes and tonight's presentation. Thank you for joining us and have a great evening.